Hello and welcome to HEROGEEK Presents, where I talk all things heroic. And today I'm going to be doing my first comic book review, and it's going to be for the Phantom Phoenix from Voyage Comics. Now, I did like this comic quite a bit. The concept is amazing, and the artwork is really good. Although I feel like it kind of fell apart in the writing and the dialogue. A lot of the dialogue feels very robotic and just not natural. The writing doesn't use enough contractions, and the characters end up sounding very robotic. The comic book script could have used a couple of more drafts before it was finalized. But other than that, though, the concept is really good, and I do want to read a second issue. Actually, believe it or not, I did a review of this on Twitter where I basically said what I'm saying now, and the people over at Voyage Comics actually contacted me through Twitter and kind of invited me to help them edit the second issue, which I thought was really cool. So that's pretty awesome. I'm gonna be doing that. So I'm gonna have my name on the editing list for the second issue. That's pretty awesome. Now, if anyone knows me, they know I love superheroes. That's my favorite kind of story. That's my favorite kind of comic. And I'm the hero geek, so these are the kind of stories that I'm going to gravitate more towards. And this is a great comic with a great main character who's very heroic, and I love that. I also love the fact that the story is set in the 1920s. I love period superhero stuff, inspired by old pulp comics, like the Phantom, Doc Savage. I love all those characters. Not only that, but it's great that this is a black superhero, so this is, diversity done right, because, we know that, DC and Marvel, they don't know how to do that correctly. But yeah, I would recommend picking it up. Like I said, the writing is not great, but it makes up for it with a great story, a great main character, and great art. And with my help, maybe the writing for issue 2 will improve. Also, another thing I love about this comic is that it's based on real people. They have this character. Her name is Josephine Wilson, and she's based on real female cops in the 1920s, Grace Wilson and Alice Clement. Grace Wilson was the first African American female officer in the Chicago Police Department, which is pretty awesome. And then you have the Phantom Phoenix, who's himself based on real life figures like Eugene Buller, which is the first African American military pilot for the United States during World War One. And also Saint Moses the Strong, which was a monk in Egypt who left a gang of bandits to become religious. So I love that the comic and the creators are pulling from real life figures in history. But yeah, I'm going to put a link on the description where you can buy this comic. It's not that expensive, and also they have all the great stuff. I also picked up their Joan of Arc comic, the first 2 issues of that, so I'm going to be reading that. But yeah, this is great stuff. We need more indie creators like this, indie publishers, to be coming out with solid stuff, and I love the fact that they're open to the criticism that I gave them, and instead of lashing out, they actually approached me and saying, "Hey, you know what? We appreciate the criticism and the review of the comic, and we'd like to invite you to maybe help edit the second issue." That's pretty awesome. So with that, I'm gonna be going, but look for more comic book reviews. All right, later, guys. Bye.